Hello everyone, this is John from PhoneDog.com, and today I'm taking a look at some of the Cupcake features in Android. Now, you probably know that Google released yesterday on the 27th the official developers version of Android Cupcake. I'm not going to be using a hack of that version, although there is one up now on Haykuro's blog. Things are moving so rapidly right now in the Android world that there's pretty much no way I could keep up with every single build that is released. So rather than running and grabbing the latest one and potentially spending the night tinkering and pulling my hair out, I'm going to show you the Cupcake features I have on the build that's currently installed on my phone. There have been some improvements since that build. It's only a few days old, but it's now referred to as Legacy, so that shows you how quickly things are moving. I think the biggest differences are overall performance enhancements. So I will point out the changes between what I'm running and the new ADP build that went up last night as we come across them, at least the ones that I'm aware of. So let's get to it.
Alright, I think it's safe to say you guys can expect a lot of edits in this one. I'm going to be running back and forth between my laptop and my little cave cam here, trying to make sure I cover all of the differences between the mod that I'm running and the most recent one. It wasn't 2 minutes after I recorded that introduction that I went over and I saw on TweetDeck that Haykuro, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, that he had released another revision of his latest mod. So, you know, like I said, this one isn't even based on the one that came out yesterday that was based on the Android developer phone build. But I will get to that. You know, Haykuro is working on revisions to iron out kinks, work out all the little bugs, and improve performance. So I figure I might as well wait until he reaches some sort of milestone before bothering to make another jump, because it can be kind of tedious when you get into this and something goes wrong. So I've got a working phone here. I'm going to stick with it for a few days, but check back next week. We'll see what I have at that point. Alright, so the first thing that is probably the most obvious is the on-screen keyboard, which we've seen in some of the home replacements before. This is the official Cupcake one, and of course we saw the same code in some of the home replacements, but this is the actual one. You might have noticed that little shimmy thing there. I think that's called the G shimmy. When you switch from portrait to landscape mode, it does this weird animation, and this, I think, has been fixed a little bit in the most recent revision, because it was never intended to sit there and bounce 4 or 5 times before it switches. I think it's doing that when it's unsure of which direction the phone is moving. So I've found it a little bit annoying, because sometimes it's taken up to even 5 seconds for it to make the switch when I was not holding the phone in an odd position like I am now. I mean, going straight from looking straight at it in portrait mode to looking at it in landscape mode. I don't know if you can see that there. It still does the shimmy for far too long, which is irritating. So one other thing that I want to show you that's strange about the keyboard, well, I shouldn't say strange, it's just a matter of preference really. The key press previews just move with your fingers around the board. A lot of people like it that way, but I really prefer A12 keys, which has a little preview window up here where all the letters appear. And actually, I'll download and install that real quick just to show you guys. Apparently can't use A12 keys anymore, but I just wanted to use this opportunity to express my personal desire, for whatever that's worth, for a key preview that stays in one place. And the key preview only pops up if you hold your finger down for a little bit. If you're typing kind of quick, you won't even see them flashing half the time. But I would just think it would be easier if you only had to look at one place for a key preview. As you can see, if you hold certain keys down long enough, you can get other characters for foreign languages or certain words, umlauts and whatnots. I don't even know if that's something right. Okay, so the next thing is the camera. We have officially supported video recording at this point, and I'm launching the camera app here. It takes a minute. And an improved camera interface. You're getting better pictures now at this time. The way the software handles the camera overall is definitely better, and I'm not a photographer. I can't get into any more detail than that. Let me take a picture real quick. Okay, so I made absolutely no effort to get a good picture there. I was squatting, resting my elbow on my knee, and didn't bother to get good lighting or hold my hands still. And I can tell you that that's on par with the highest quality I got from my G1 before, when I was being careful with the lighting and He's a very orange cat lying under unnatural light in a dark area. So that's actually very good compared to what I was getting before. So you can set it as your wallpaper, contact icon. You can view it in the gallery. Okay, so when I long press an image there, and I hit share, I've already got Picasa and Twidroid in there. And in previous versions of Android, I'm not sure about the Twidroid integration there, but I know I had to install a separate app for Picasa integration, so that's in the build now. And you can quickly share right there, Gmail, MMS, Picasa, and Twidroid. I hate calling it Twidroid. I remember when it first came out it was called Twitchroid, which is much easier to say. Anyway, let's see what happens with a video here. Oh, and then there's also that menu for cropping and sharing, deleting, and everything else. So if I go back in the main camera screen, and I switch over to video. Alright, so I took a video of another cat. This is the one that actually lives here. And let's watch this. Okay, and I can also share that in Gmail, MMS, or I can upload straight to YouTube, which is pretty cool. You know what I should do is play a video that we recorded yesterday on the G1 just as a test, because I was in the mall and I realized, oh yeah, we should have video recording now. Okay, so I have a video gallery here. So you can see how happy I was about having some video recording there. Now something I should point out about the market, and this is more of concern to hackers than it will be to people who get the update officially over the air for Cupcake. There was a time there where Google was disabling the market for hacked phones, and hackers worked around it, of course, and as far as I've heard, everything's fine and dandy. However, I've found that at least one app that I purchased is not remembered by the market. Usually you sign back in with your user ID, and it's going to have a list of all the apps you purchased, and it doesn't forget them, so you don't have to repurchase even if you have to do a hard reset on your phone. I purchased Big Compass already for 99 cents, and that one's not on my downloads list, and when I go to it, if I try to download it, I have to buy it again. So, you know, that's one of the costs of hacking. I'll show you my downloads as well, only because I know that the list is much shorter than it used to be, and I can't remember all of the apps that used to be on here. I don't care about the free ones that are missing, but I'm a little curious about the purchased ones. I had quite a long list from doing reviews and things like that, so I know there's a lot missing. So obviously not a Cupcake issue, it's a hacker issue. People who are using these unofficial builds, that's the kind of thing you can expect to run into. There's two more things I want to throw in here real quickly before I go. The first is that when you hold down the power button, you now see that there's an airplane mode and a silent mode and power off. I wasn't able to simulate it, but I just wanted to let you know that there's a lock. The screen locks now, that when you're on a call you have to double tap it to bring up the keypad to use a menu, so you won't accidentally hit any of those with your face anymore.
Alright, thanks for watching everybody. Stay tuned to PhoneDog.com. Take care.